It is I, Dragonfly Master 1324, and I'm back again today with a Q&A. And I'm trying to figure out, could you survive the zombie apocalypse? To be honest, I'm gonna, try and answer your questions about me, and ask you about your plans if the zombie apocalypse were to happen. To be honest, I could tell you what you do wrong and what you do right. To be honest, I know a lot of things about zombies. You guys see how much I play zombies, and I have my fat cat next to me. You should probably hear purring or something. Hey, Jesse. Salda. Fat cat. So fat. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing this for a while. I don't know how long, because my streams have been weird lately, apparently. So, yeah, I'm just gonna be trying to thinking what are faults in plans, because I see a lot of my friends seem to know the faults, but yet they kind of have those faults in general. Hang on. Sorry, my friend is talking to me. He's probably gonna try and call me, and I'm gonna be like, no, don't call me. I stream. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be trying to figure out what is your idea on how to survive, and where would you go? Because to be honest, there are some places that you can and cannot go. A lot of the time, there's a lot of places that you can't go. Cat quit being fat. My cat's so fat. Anyway, yeah, so I want you guys to, I'm gonna ask you when you join, what's your plan for the zombie apocalypse? You're gonna give me, a small list of what you would do. And I'll tell you if you're doing something right or wrong. And plus I do, sup alien. Salda. Alright, like I said, guys, I am kind of like a zombie expert. I use a book, which is like a little guide, like a survival guide, I guess. It'll tell you, how to organize and whatnot. And you wouldn't want to use loud things, I can tell you that for sure. Because one of the things is keep quiet. Will you get infected if you have a dies? What? A dies? I mean if you get bit? Is that what you're talking about? Because, hang on, let me flip this around, and it won't even let me. Okay, that's annoying. Cat's not being fed. He means if you die. I guess it would, because it would depend, wouldn't it? I mean, depends on how the infection gets spread, I guess, because here's the thing, the infection spreads by bite, usually. It can spread in other ways, and other ways it can't. Can't. There's a couple ways it could get you. Dies. I don't know. If you do die, I don't know if it'll still infect you. But usually, if someone gets killed or there's a wound that's visible and can be infected quickly, yes, probably. But if you're dying during the process, it's already controlling part of your body. So, yeah, probably. What thumbnail do you need tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, I probably won't be here as long, I'm going to my mom's tomorrow for the next day after, so Sunday. Does he? I don't know what you're trying to say. That doesn't sound like a word to me. I can't spell. Is it autocorrect or something? Because I'm telling you, there are some things that could get you infected. There's a couple things that you can be infected by. Bite, getting blood on an open wound from a zombie, and maybe a scratch, I think would be one of them. Otherwise, you only have 24 hours to survive, and or find a cure, or finish the job. And you guys may know what I mean by that, finish the job. Here's the thing. I was asking some of my friends, including Alien, how would you deal with this situation, and would you do it, and who could you trust? There are same. You autocorrect. Yeah, I autocorrect sometimes. So, these are gonna be some like touchy questions, but these are some facts that you may need to get over. Infection. I failed. You failed your spelling test. You're getting an A. I don't know. I'm so lazy. Yeah, the infection. Yeah, the only way you can be infected is specific ways. It would depend on like how you do it. Cause I mean, there's a lot of different ways of how they spread. Usually, it's a bite. It could be an injection. It could pretty much be anything, really. I tell you for a fact, there are some things that you just, yay, I get an A on, oh, my zombie test. Well, I mean, I didn't say your zombie test. I said your spelling test, not your zombie test. I still have to test you. By the way, guys, here's some tips if you guys already don't know how to survive. You wouldn't want to be in a super populated area unless looting. Because unless you're going to loot really quickly, get out. What, cat? Get off my phone, you piece of crap. Here, I'm going to put you on my other hand. I mean, there are ways that you can survive, to be honest. My plan is to try and find some weapons at least. I do have a couple ideas for you. Guys, if you guys don't know this, I actually am a very creative person. I heard laughing, sorry. Some of my suggestions, if you don't have like some kind of melee nearby, gosh, almost dropped my phone. Let's see, so I'm gonna put you right here for a second, because I'm gonna grab something, and this is actually a suggestion I have. Hang on, just 1 second. Bear with me, guys. It sounds weird, but you can use the hockey stick as a weapon. Here's how. If you want to, you can keep this on here, so you have like something you can do this with, so that way it's easier access. But here's a smart thing. No, your phone will not kill a zombie. I tell you for a fact, phones cannot kill unless you make them lethal. And plus, I'd probably try and keep that phone if I were you, because what if, you still have internet access and everything for a short amount of time? Of course, I wouldn't be running power or anything. So that's the only downfall with that. So here's the thing. You're going to be looking over here for a second. So this could be a weapon, a lethal weapon. The lamp is a sheep. What lamp? So, no. Well, a book can be a weapon. It just has to be a very heavy book. So here's the thing. If you're smart enough, you could replace this with, maybe another blade. And you can use that as like a spear kind of thing. Of course, I have real spears. Here's a couple other things that you could do. Yeah, a robot, but you just have to be a technologist or something. So here's the thing. This can be a weapon in 2 ways. This part can be either removed or replaced with a blade, and or have blades on it. And if you're wondering how to do that, you can grab some like kitchen knives or something. Put those on here. You can even use a saw blade for this. Because then you got a little more range too. Because this is why I'd say use like knives, because then you got that bayonet kind of range. So that way when you're running like that, it gets them. But of course, this would be easier. Like tape them onto this side, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4. A pencil icon? A pencil icon wouldn't kill him, but regular pencil. Now here's how you could do this. You'd hold it like you're using like a rifle from like World War II or something. Hold it like you're gonna bayonet or something and just go. I hate autocorrect. Yeah, everyone does. So this, guys, can be a very lethal weapon if you make it lethal. There's a couple other things in here that can be a lethal weapon in a zombie apocalypse. But of course, I'm in a very bad area. For one reason, guys, I'm gonna take the camera with me in just 1 second. There's one reason why I said this is a bad spot to be in. Considering that I'm on the first floor, you guys all know this, I have accessible windows. Like, you can see the ground right there. That's not a good area to be in. The fact that a zombie can break in. Let's say that you're infected with cancer or you're sick. Will the zombie leave you alone? I don't think so. For cancer or another illness, it would have to be... Well, in World War Z, it was a specific virus. In World War Z, you'd also have to inject it. It was like a vaccine almost, but I guess it was a failed test or something. But it was just a camouflage. It wasn't a It's not like, you know, oh, I'll leave you alone because you're sick. It's something that makes you basically invisible. It's like it's kind of like invisibility for, from Harry Potter, for example. The cloak kind of makes you invisible. Magic. I don't know. It's kind of like that. Here's another thing that you can use as a lethal weapon. You guys may hear it. This. Now here's why. You have this right here, right? You could use that enough, or you use the heavy part of it with a lot more sturdiness and just beat a skull in with it. Which that's a lot harder. So. And to be honest, a lot of things could be weapons. A Nerf gun could even be a weapon. To be honest, there's actually people who've made Nerf guns lethal. This one, for example, if you're smart enough with it, you can make it a detachable blade with it. Like, you can turn this partially into a blade, and then you could use this as like a little knockback or something. Like, I like to use this as like a hatchet, so I could just go bop. But this would be easier, even though, you know, you have this. So you probably make like a permanent one of these, so you can just go. But you also want this here, so you could sharpen this up or something, make it sharper. Have a blade up here, probably blade right here, blade right here. You can even go like this, so you have like the arm attachment, but you probably won't even want this. So that you're able to do this, but you could also make like guards like this, like the gauntlets. Because then you just go, bam. If you have to, switch it. A frying pan. A frying pan would work. Of course, that's heavy. And it could make quite a bit of a noise. Can I be a goat? Can I be a goose? A mongoose? I'm kind of thinking a dog. Can I be a mongoose dog? If you guys get that reference, I freaking love you already. But like I said, you can make anything a weapon if you just think hard enough. Like this could be a weapon. If you wanted to, you can make it like this. But you also want it so you could do it like that. So that way it's out of your way as well. So if you need to use a gun, you do it like this. And when you need it, you just go, yeah, I'm ready. But you don't want it like this, because then you have to pull it out and just be ready instantly. Yeah. Invader Zim, by the way, guys, if you didn't know that reference. Anyway, let's see. Alright, here's another thing that could be a lethal weapon. This may seem unusual. If you guys don't know what this is, let's see what this is. I forgot what this is called, but that could be a lethal weapon. Something like that. I'm trying to think what else. I didn't get it. Invader Zim, it's a... You don't understand. You're still too young for that. Let's see. Ooh. Here's an example. By the way, guys, if look, I'm pulling. This is lethal. That is just a lot of wood. Listen. Here's what's funny. There was actually a story that my dad told me, and this is actually something real. This guy, he was, I guess, a best samurai. He was beaten by a piece of wood. This is wood. A lot of thick wood like that. All there is wood. The handle is wood, so I can just go bam. I can use this, like, so I have quicker movement. The only downfall with this is that it's not as sharp. I mean, I could make it sharp. I could maybe make this. It looks like a sausage. Are you sure? That is not a sausage. That's a wooden katana. It's fun. Let's see what else could be a lethal weapon. An amp. You could use an amp as a weapon. I happen to have an amp, but it's really heavy. Another bad thing about that is that you would also have to make it distracting. So what you could do is probably put like lights and stuff. Hi guys. Hi Connor. What's your zombie apocalypse plan? You gotta tell me everything. Giving you ideas for weapons. And you can use these. Here's another thing I have in mind. I have two of these, by the way, guys. These can be lethal. If you're right enough, you could use it just as like a melee. If you wanted to, you could even put blades on here. Like, you can make it so it's like a wrist guard or something. And it's also really good if you need like a protection from zombies, because you can just go like this and just snap them. So if you're smart enough with this, you could use this as like a defense mechanism. You can make it so it's like armor almost. So that way if they try biting, it's not going to work as much. So you could go like this even, because the mouth will only be able to get around here, right? So your mouth, you can't really do that. Nor there, but that is partially there. So this compared to the arm, it'd be a lot worse. So I'm saying for this, you'd want to use this back part right here because that fits right around the wrist. So you could do that because then it's comfortable, but then you'd also have to make a lot more, you'd have to make this so you have easy access quickly, or you could use these for in general bites. Chain armor as well would work, chainmail. Of course, you could also just use a lot of wrapping from pages of books or magazines. If you guys don't understand what I'm talking about, you can use magazines, wrap them up, and duct tape them to you. Alright, see ya, buddy boy. So here's why I say magazines would work, or book pages. See, here, let me show you. There's a couple things that you could do. Another homemade weapon you could do is something flammable. I don't know if this is exactly flammable, but I think this would work. Well, yeah, but that's not really going to be as effective. Here's what's easier. Use a pair of scissors or a couple of rulers or something. Use the scissors, tape them on if you have any. And if not, just find a location that has a lot of weaponry. And if you even have hairspray and some kind of lighter, because you may smoke at school, just go, because if you use that, it kind of has that flamethrower effect, and that can give you a distraction. If you're also smart enough, you can have it so it pushes down always. But there's actually people who can make, like, hairspray and a lighter or something, some kind of gas fluid or something, into a literal flamethrower out of just daily objects. There are videos on YouTube that you could see that are just daily objects used as violent weapons for a zombie apocalypse. To be honest, I think a lot of this could be useful. Like, I'm sure some stuff in my closet would even be useful. Let me see, do I have anything useful in this closet? Hang on, guys, I'm gonna be right here. No, not so much that I have in here that will be really effective. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, guys, even this could be lethal. It's not like full metal, but if you're smart enough, you can put like a lot of concrete in it to like fill it to its brim at least, and you could use this as a weapon. It's a good weapon. I tell you, this would be good to knock someone's teeth out, I'm sure. I'm thirsty, okay? Let's see. Flashlight. It's good for tricking in the dark. And if you're smart, you beat the crap out of them. You wouldn't survive. How do you know? I don't know what yellow is. I'm just a better survivor than a lot of people. By the way, guys, another lethal weapon could even be a daily thing. This could be lethal. If you're smart enough, you could even just take it apart, maybe put like an air compressor to it. Of course mine, like I said, this is the fidget spinner that I have. It's Naruto, fun little fidget. Now, if you're good enough with it, you could cut off these parts right here, these parts right here, sharpen them up more. You don't even have to use them in a lethal way. You could even just make something out of those 3 parts and you'll be okay. Go to sleep, it's midnight. Who really cares? I got a weekend. Let's see. And I know this looks weird, but these could be lethal as well if you're smart enough. Darts. Literal throwing darts. These could be lethal because the fact that these are very sharp, look at, these are darts, I'm telling you. The entire thing is here. They're the Unicorn brand. I love them. For one reason, they're named a unicorn. There's still many things that I could go over about that could be used as weapons in a zombie apocalypse. What's even worse about that is that their brain is what you have to kill eventually. And I tell you, I'm not very skilled, but if I have like a hand-to-hand combat, I just go boom, right to someone's head. And like I said, hockey sticks, a knife or something, and there you go, I got a perfect bayonet. And like I said, I can even just beat the crap out of someone with this, because I just go bam. And if someone's trying to run at me, I just go. But if they have a gun, I'm not going to be trying to force that. I'll be pulling out my other weapon and going for it. To be honest, this isn't a very effective weapon, but it's also a very quick movement. So, of course, you also have to really practice with trying to know how to do that. And if someone's trying to bite you, you can go like this enough if they're trying to get on top of you, and you just push them off like that and just go bam. But like I said, you can even put a knife right here, so that if you do that, it still gets them. Of course, you'd probably want one down here too, because then you have to really go bam, bam, slice. But like I said, a longer one of these takes a lot more time to have that easily mobility. I'm not very strong, but hey, you'd want something that you can carry. Another thing that you'd want to do, a frying pan would be good for noise, so the zombies go for you and others can get away. Actually, that's even worse, because a zombie has sensitive hearing, so zombies from even outside your house could probably hear it, because I'm sure some of your windows would be broken. So making any noise in general is a bad idea, so what you want to do is stay quiet and get out of sight. They don't have sensitive hearing. Well, they have sensitive hearing, sensitive smell. That's about it, I think. So to be honest, you just want to arm yourself as quickly as possible. So a hockey stick, a shovel, something heavy. You can just bat the crap out of them. Even a bat. And if you're smart, you'd probably grab some nails as well. After, killing a lot of the zombies that are in your area and just nailing them into there. Because if you're smart enough, you do that. And then you have that penetrating, blunt object. So you'd have like a mixture of a sharp and a blunt object. Either one of those could kill a zombie, but of course mixing the two are perfect. That's why this is good, because you just go bam, and then you'll never be able to survive with only a melee. Exactly. But here's the thing. If you're smart, you'll go for other weapons. But you always want to be quiet, so no suppressives either, because that sounds like a really loud clap in reality. But you do want to melee for one reason. If they get up close and personal, and you're just trying to do one of those sneaky missions, which is why I personally would choose a bow and or crossbow. For one reason. For a crossbow, if you can make explosive crossbow arrows, because then when you shoot it, it causes that distraction from away from you, because they'll just hear shh, and they'll be attracted to that. But as soon as they hear that boom, they're going for that. But then, if you use a regular bow, you can use a flaming bow, and they can see that, and they'll be distracted by the crackling and the noises. You can use fireworks if you wanted to distract a zombie, because that sense of hearing will lure them towards that direction. So if you're smart, you'll use something not very many people use in a zombie apocalypse. And if you see someone in harm, and hi, my back. Hello. Are you ready for the zombie apocalypse? Because I am. Yeah, I'm saying suppressors aren't like games. And suppressors are actually a lot louder than you think. They're not like, they're literally just claps. Super loud claps. My dad knows this, okay? But like I said, anything you could use in a daily day, not a coat, of course. To be honest, like I said, this could be a weapon. Is that new? No. In reality, zombies aren't that dumb. Are you sure about that? Have you seen how many people have attempted to see how a zombie affects? It only affects mainly the entire body, and it kills you for a certain amount of time. Here's the thing, when you get infected, you're already dead. You're dying inside. You don't have internal hemorrhaging or anything, you just feel ill. But eventually, at a certain point, when you begin to pass out, you're already dying. So that's why, this could be a good weapon. I have a zombie crossbow. You know what's fun? We're talking about real-life zombie apocalypse ideas. For me, I already know what I would do. For my plan, honestly, I would want to get out of town as soon as possible, but if I already heard, some of the symptoms, I wouldn't go into school the next day. I'd tell them, alright, well, bye. They'd be like, where are you going? I'd be like, not coming back here. You guys can stay there and die. I'm not moving. But here's the thing. If you're going to be in a zombie apocalypse, you have to know what to do in a certain amount of time. Grab 5 to 10 newspapers, bend it for a quick weapon in case you're being invaded in your home and you don't have a kitchen knife. That's smart, but of course newspapers don't really help you. They're paper. What you want to do is probably find a daily item that you can use to defend yourself for a certain amount of time. So like I said, if you have a hockey stick or a baseball bat, get that. If you have a basket or guitar, use that. If you have anything really, you could use it. Of course, even a helmet could help. It was a popular guns, tank, and jet food dig to China. Interesting. Alright, yeah, like, I even have a telescope right here. Of course, it's a very large telescope. Put the rock in a sock. That doesn't really help. That just gives you, like, a mace, almost. That's basically just a mace. It's easier if you just use a mace. Because even a mace is that heavy. So if you just put a couple rocks, like I have tons of rocks outside, that wouldn't really help me. To be honest, I think I could find something in the dumpster I could even use. But of course I wouldn't do that. It's gross. Guys, I do suggest, if you're smart and, you know, you're good at this, wear boots, but use steel toe. Because you're going to be punching in a lot of teeth and everything. Of course, steel toes, if they try biting at your feet, you got that steel toe, which gives you enough time, because you'll notice it and just go, BAM! Right into the face. And they'll probably kill in a certain amount of time. Here's another thing I have. This entire thing can be used as a weapon. One reason. There's a lot of things in here that can be used as a weapon. There's like a couple chemicals and a couple other things. Of course, there's a microscope, but there's a couple other things in here that I could use. But of course, harder. Here's another thing. This is how you could like push them back. If you're smart enough, you could do this. Of course, this takes a lot of time and some strength. When are you going to be on tomorrow? Because I got to go to church tomorrow at 10. Well, I mean, you could also use anything to keep your fans and family safety. Like, this could even be a weapon. If you're smart, you could put, like, a knife right here or something. So that way, if you're smart, you could do, like, this. And that way you can just puncture the brain. Break the glass, get a cloth, wrap around the glass, easy knife. That is a pretty easy knife. But you know what's even easier? There's a couple things that you can use that are easier, and one of them being metal. Of course, that takes longer. Like this, wouldn't be very effective, but I mean, there's still a lot you could do with this. To be honest, this isn't how it originally is. Like, I could take this out. Bad idea. Bad idea for one reason. Those weapons are loud, so you're also screwing yourself over at that point. The fact that a zombie has sensitive hearing could also mean they could kill you faster. Exactly, but here's the thing. This could even be used as armor. Like, if you're smart enough, you could, like, take out the top of this and make it so if they try biting, you have that armor. Because a bite normally just goes around to a certain point. Now, if you're smart, you can make it so it's like this. So they can't get you. So you'll know it, and you just go, BAM! So that's why, like, this would be good for armor, because then you just go like this and try and keep your fingers out of the way, because they could get those too. But a lot of this could be used as armor and weaponry, especially. Possibly. Like I said, this could be good. Or zombies. I don't know. But like I said, this could be handy, because you could turn this into a good weapon for a zombie apocalypse, but you'd have to do it just right. Exactly. You wouldn't want to try and make a baby, because you wouldn't really have time. I mean, unless you haven't did that before, huh? Like, to be honest, I think I'm probably the most ready. Exactly, it never stopped Rick. Although Rick didn't really make the kid. It was actually, what's his face, his friend. I tell you that because I read the books. I kind of know everything. Of course, I'm not very far into the... Yeah, his friend. Yeah. But like I said, this can be really good if you're smart, you can just use the other priest that I was using. Put like this as an armor station. Like you can make it as like a chest armor thing, or something, or like if you're really smart, use it for like ammo or something. Because then you have a kind of like safety-ish kind of gear. Because if someone's gonna try and hit you with like a melee, you just go. Ting. So this would be good for like parries or something. You just go like that and catch it and just flip it. Okay, girl on the mic. That's kind of creepy, but whatever. Anyway, like I said. Hi, guys. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, like I said, there's a couple things in the household items that, yeah. No, you wouldn't want to kill your boyfriend, because what if he has stuff? He beat them with a chin. Yeah. Yeah, I know, a lot of people hide government secrets. Here's the thing. If you're smart, you could use, like, a screw here instead of this. Or just, like, use this as melee, because this is very small. It's very quick. Plus the fact that it's very small, and it's easily thrown. The only one issue with it is that that's spring. So you just have to find a way to not screw yourself over during the process. Of course, good either way. First round, round 20. Interesting. But like I said, this could be good as like a good melee. Like you just have to be quick. I don't know. Probably. There are some people who can like escape prison from that case. I don't know. But like I said, if you're really smart, you can even make a homemade Assassin's Creed like hidden blade. That's hardcore. Of course, you also have to figure out how to do that quickly and still make sure you're okay. Of course, like I said, bad spot for me considering that I have a 1-floor house and I'm on the lowest floor. When do you think this will happen? I would say sometime in the future, probably like 20-ish somewhere. It's 2018 now. Here's one thing that I think is that how the zombie apocalypse would start, in my opinion, is by machinery. The one reason I say machinery is because of this. Apparently they've made like human AI robots, which is interesting. But of course they've said some pretty creepy things. They've done some creepy things. I think they're already starting to create the apocalypse for robots. Anyway, like I said, you can even easily take this apart. It's very quick. Of course, the only issue is that end piece there. You have to wiggle it a lot. But like I said, you can use this as like armor right here, or this as like melee and armor. Of course. So you can do it like this, like I said, to make like your self-protective piece. Of course, this is the only issue, so you'd have to cut it down, or you could use the extensiveness of this one and just kind of make it so it's smaller. But you could do it like this as well, because then you could also have like one small part. The one reason I say this is because you got to be prepared. So one question for like a test: are you ready? So someone in your family or your friend has been bit, but it's already too late for you to try and give them. What are you to do? Shoot them in the head to end their misery, leave them there to suffer, or be the person to make it right? Smart. JXD Gaming, you get an A on that survival question. No, I'm not gay, I tell you. But like I said, this is a good armor piece. If you're smart enough, you can make it. It'd be kind of like a robotic armor as well. If you're smart, you can make it so you have like knuckles too, so you just go bam. But of course, you'd want to cut this down to size, make it so it's an armor piece. But if, like I said, it's going to take a while, considering that you have to really cut this down or something. I'd let them bite me for fun. Would I survive? No. You would never survive. You cannot survive a zombie apocalypse bite for one reason. A zombie bite spreads in 24 hours. If it's in the bloodstream, you're already dead. The one reason I say that is because the fact that a zombie bite gets into your bloodstream if you're panicked or you're trying to run, which is not a good idea, if you're bit, you wouldn't want to speed up the process, right? The only way to do that is if you're smart and keep your heart rate down. The only reason I say heart rate is because your heart pumps faster, you get more adrenaline, which spreads faster, which is not a good idea. Anyway, but like I said, this could be a good part of an armor piece. This could be good for like melee, because then you just go boom. Or you can even just use this in general, like for like swords or something. You just go like that, beat him down, and finish him like that. Will Nurse take over the world? No. He won't take over the world. He's good, man. Every zombie has a certain rules. Which are these facts coming from? Just wondering. To be honest, I just kind of think of them on my own. Like, I think of my own rules. To be honest, I just have my own way of survival. The only thing now is, here's the thing. If you're in a populated area, there's more people. With more people means more infected and more probably dead. If there's more dead and more infected, you're going to be the one who's going to be targeted probably. Make more noise in the opposite direction of you, you have a chance of survival. Otherwise, you're probably going to die either way. You just got to kind of know how to survive and know the ways. Like I said, I also have a manual. What about mosquitoes carrying zombies' blood? I don't know exactly if mosquitoes would be around, but it is a possibility of mosquitoes. You'd probably want to wear like longer clothing then, probably would be best. Because with longer clothing, you know, you have, you know, less areas for them to bite you on. Of course, like I said, there probably wouldn't be as many mosquitoes, so you just have to defend yourself from that, and it would probably be really cold, usually. But like I said, this could be good armor and or a weapon carrier. If you have like a sword, you can make it so it's like a sword holster, but it is still safe. Of course, you could just even make this a weapon. Make it like so it's like partially spear, so you could do this and just get 3 of your targets at once, or you could use this for even anything else, catching food or something. This would be good for like fishing, whatnot. The apocalypse robot is coming. I tell you, anything could be coming our way. To be honest, I think the only way that the apocalypse could start is possibility robotics taking over our research, because they said that there have been robots on YouTube and stuff that, you know, there's robots that can communicate with stuff. What's Earth's percentage of surviving the apocalypse? The zombie apocalypse, or just anyone? Exactly. You'd want to cut your hair shorter, so do you mean a zombie apocalypse or an actual apocalypse? Because depending on the apocalypse, it would work out, or with anything. It would depend. In some apocalypses, such as the biggest apocalypse ever, which is basically the end of the world, the chance of survival as a planet would be like 0%. Your planet would not survive in that kind of apocalypse. A zombie apocalypse, we do have a chance. Of course, it's very slim, so probably like 1.5. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That was one of the things that the robots did say. It's kind of creepy. It was that human AI one. We're planning for the zombie apocalypse. Can you trust you, and can you trust me? But like I said, there's a couple things that you can use as... We survived the meteor. We didn't survive the meteor. The dinosaurs didn't survive a meteor, so how would we? Wait, we're gonna die? No, I'm just saying, are you ready for the zombie apocalypse? Do you know what you're gonna do? What's your plan and whatnot? To be honest, I already have mine. Don't worry, we're not gonna die yet. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, I can trust you, alien. I can totally trust you. Since I already shared my story of how to survive, you already trust me, and I already trust you. And we're friends anyway. By the way, guys, okay, sure. 0%. The apocalypse is the definition of the end of the world, human race. On the other hand, global devastation has a good chance of humans pulling through, as long as... there's a couple things. I could possibly trust you. It would depend. Would you put me out of my misery if I was already bitten, and I didn't want to live like that, and I wouldn't want to suffer? Would you do it? Like, would you physically put the gun to my face and do it? I would just hide and have a gun. Bad idea, Sharky. One reason. You're in a city, aren't you? And the gun makes a lot of noise. So one shot can be heard from miles. And plus, with their sensitive hearing, they hear you even through soundproof, basically. Because your door wouldn't be soundproof, and probably the windows either. So you'd really have to be cautious. To be honest, I have a couple ideas. I'll have a crossbow. Still bad. Are your windows accessible, such as mine? Here's an example, guys. One place you do not want to be in is a place with accessible windows, or no windows at all. To be honest, a no-window building would probably be better. Or, somewhere that, not a lot of population is at. Nope, I have bars. Bars wouldn't really help for a horde. If you're seeing, like, a horde, which is usually around 50 zombies or less, I guess, I guess 20 zombies is a horde. What do you think of gun control in school shootings? Horrible. Gun shootings, there's already enough threats as it is, we don't need more. So, yeah, no, I'm against all that. So, like I said, this hockey stick can become a weapon. The puck could even be a weapon. Of course, you can even use, like, a baseball bat or something with ball. Of course, you can even use grenades for that, like. If you got Bit Dragon, my window was beat on and broken in at 3 a.m. That's a shame. Be ready, though. I'll save you. I got my hockey stick. They're gonna be behind you, and I'm just gonna bap. What now? And if anything, I probably won't stop. Well, you can't really save me. The only way you would be able to save me is either... There's two ways. I'll pray the zombies away. Will you get there in time? I don't know. Probably not. So Sharky, here's the downfall. No. I don't think that's even possible. Either that disease would have to evolutionize a lot in order to be able to have them smart enough to use the guns, or any weapon, in fact. Here's the thing. They're nerves. They don't have physical hand movements. Really, their only target. Zombie Sharknado? Sharknado. I'll give you a shot to sleep. You realize if I sleep, that means you're probably giving me less time. The army would be setting up roadblocks. Of course, the roadblocks wouldn't really be helping, would they? Here's the thing. If the zombie apocalypse is to start, they'll quarantine that area. If they're not smart enough, they'll use it. Would you trust me? Possibly. I have no idea. Okay, I'm not ready. Well, I'm gonna make you ready. What about bunkers? Worse. For one reason. It may be an armored complex, and depending on the size, it would be either bad or good. Would you trust me? Probably, Sharky. Of course, I'd have to train you first. Give you safety tips and everything. Make sure you know what's dead, what's not. There's ways that you could tell, and I know some of the symptoms that you'll get as a zombie. So, as soon as I start finding out you're infected, I'm offended now. I said I would have to train you, because you said you don't know what you're doing, so I'd have to get it. It would drop bombs and kill us all. Everyone in the world? It's not possible. Are you my master? I'm your sensei. I am your sensei for the zombie apocalypse. Okay. Do you guys really, do I have to do that? Do I have to, make zombie videos from now on? Less gaming, more zombies? I like bows only. Well then, you'd be a more bowman type. Would the president be safe? Probably not. Here's the thing, a zombie apocalypse could spread. Hero, could you survive the zombie apocalypse? Probably. I probably have I have more possibility than anyone. Also, Trump probably would die. He'd be trying to bomb countries and trying to fix it, but, Don't drop nukes everywhere. Exactly. I'll also hit targets with a bow. Yeah, probably would be best, and you would need a bow always. Here's the thing. Zombies have sensitive hearing, like I said. Their sensitive hearing can give them more noise attraction. Is he not already dead? He's like 200. Gotcha. Here's another thing that could be a weapon. This bad guys, it's really heavy, but here's one thing that I would hate to have to use against a zombie is a bowling ball. I am trained. I'll train Jesse. Alright. My trusty sidekick will be Alien High Gamer. Anyway, like I said, that samurai who said I was beaten by wood, I have a perfect piece of wood. So honestly, I don't think even Michonne could kill me, even though, you know, she's really good. Do you think it might be a disease and you might get it? A normal disease is usually spread through contact and or contact with the person who's infected. The true way of a zombie being infected, or a zombie to infect a person, would have to be through its bloodstream. My friend made a shotgun out of a pipe and it blew up in his hands. Well, that's a downfall. You'd have to make some very big attachments for it. Of course, a way to make like a handmade gun. If you guys have seen Mad Max, they usually have a lot of homemade stuff, bacteria and saliva. No, probably bites, cause the bite spreads through, kind of like a pathogen in your teeth or something. Zombies aren't real. Streaks cannot be made. Of course you'd say that, dang. Could you just always move, and not stay in one spot? You'd have to move. Do you know game Rust? Yeah. Of course I know a game called Rust. Okay, you go pee. Here's the thing. The only issue, you'd always have to be paranoid, basically. The thing about being in a zombie apocalypse, you constantly have to be paranoid. You have to constantly be used to death, because you're living around it. You'll probably even see a lot of people that you'll have to kill eventually. Because if you don't, you're gonna die. Could you protect your parents? They'll probably be protected enough. Considering that we have a couple guns I would be using. My parents are dead. What time is it for you? I don't know, to be honest. Hang on, let me see. I don't know what time it is. I'm gonna... Let's say... Detail. Anyway, like I said, if you want this is what you gotta do. If zombies are real, you won't know what they want and what they look like because it's fictional. Actually, here's the thing. Zombies are reanimated corpses. So you'd basically be seeing a corpse walking around. That's basically how you would tell. And or you'd see them trying to eat people, and if they can't communicate verbally, like you can't say, "Hey, I'm alive. Hey, can you help me?" Yeah, no, they're definitely not alive. They're zombies. There's a few ways you can know if they're zombies. If they're walking towards you in a vicious way, trying to get you, and if you see they're instantly trying to bite you, you freaking gotta stab them. You should have a friend with you. You should have many friends with you. Here's the thing. If you're a good zombie person, there'll be other survivors who don't know what's going on. If you're smart, you can make like a community, like in The Walking Dead, for example. If you're smart about that, you could do that. What about zombies being a disease that just changes the brain? That's what it does. Yeah, I remember. There's still a lot of those going around, especially with the clowns things. To be honest, guys, there's a lot of crazy things that you'll see. To be honest, there's a couple things in here that I could tell you can be lethal. Because guns make much more noise than bows don't. Yeah, exactly. Bows don't make as much noise. Really, all it is a snap. As to a suppressed weapon, it sounds like a really loud clap. You wouldn't want to clap, because it still gives away your position. You wouldn't even want a regular gunshot. Here's the thing. I would probably choose a good loadout for this. I would have a melee. Doing the book Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. I love that guide, and I'm sure you'd like it too. You know what's funny? Here's what's funny. Here is what's funny. I already have it. What about a crossbow? That's okay too, because it's not technically a gun. It looks like a gun, but it's still an arrow shooting weapon. Of course, it still has a little bit of loud noise. So there's a couple things that are issue. I always wanted to... Noise? Yeah, noise is what attracts them. They have sensitive hearing, like I said. But like I said, guys, if you want real survival tips, use this, but I'm using mine. Any weapon would make a sound because the clash of the corpse. Well, if you're smart, no. Do you call it a suppressor or a silencer? Either one. Spear with hooks on the side. You wouldn't want hooks on the side of your spear. That's more for, like, fishing. For one reason, hooks make it harder to pull out. It gets more in. And you always have to go for the brain. So you just want a regular spear. Like, I have a couple spears in my living room, but of course the light's off, so you wouldn't be able to see them. And they're pretty decently long, so honestly I could just go like that. Well, I know what you mean. The actual zombie would make noise and attract other zombies. Exactly. So it's not a silencer or a suppressor, because the suppressor doesn't really make much noise either. Well, it dims it down, but it's just a really, really loud clap. Why do some people decide to kill others? What other people decide to kill others is because they like it for the games. See, when something like this, like a zombie apocalypse, would happen, world goes into chaos. So some people are turning insane. Some just decide to kill everyone because they think they're in charge now. Some others try and save other people and try and make it. Well, yeah, it only suppresses. It doesn't make it quiet, though. If you really want a quiet gun, you'd want like a bow or a crossbow. And in dire need situations, probably like a small compact rifle or something. Something that you can use that can get you out of sticky situations. So my loadout would probably be a bow, AK/ crossbow, some kind of sidearm pistol or rifle or something. And people don't kill for their stuff. Despite them. No, I didn't say that. Do you think zombies might eat each other? No. Tips, I know life. Here's the thing. Zombies are already dead. Unless they're got live meat or something that is quick moving, sometimes it doesn't really move. I don't think zombies really would eat each other, considering that they're both the same thing. So, and plus, I mean, they're deceased bodies. They're decaying flesh, bones, whatever else you want to say. So I just kind of think, you know, maybe a zombie wouldn't do that. So, I mean, there's many different opinions about that, but I think my opinion would be no, they would not eat each other. For one reason only. Hang on. Nice chill midnight stream. Thank you. Let's see. By the way, guys, if you didn't know this, I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. This one's, what was this one? This one's Assassin's Creed 3. Of course, there's two different options. This is fun. Zombies are the classic sense. Reanimated corpses could never exist. Are you sure? Have you ever heard of that, the electricity for a frog? It jumps their nerves. It's kind of jumps something in the heart. No. Like, I tell you for a fact, a zombie... Dragon, I have a question. Shoot. Wow, I didn't even literally... Alright, what's your question? Fire away. Right here's gun squad walking. But like I said, this could be a good weapon. If you're smart, you could do this. Of course, you wouldn't want to use this. You'd want to, like, maybe use the handle and maybe the trigger, because then you have that, like... Could you do a Zuri about the zombie apocalypse? I could. I mean, it would take a while, and I'd have to come up with a really good story for it, and I could use some fictional characters as well. Yay. I tell you guys, I used to do this one. This one I think would be my good gunslinging weapon, considering I'm really quick with it, and I could use it in all 6 different combinations. I could, well, 5. So I can do it like normally, like that, but you could also do it. No, I mean, this is really easy to do sometimes, but with more things, you would have to do it more. So like with this, you'd have to be more careful. And a mare's leg. Oh, I messed that one up. And the last one right here. By the way, guys, I just really started doing this one time, and it's really hard to keep that up. Like, you don't want to keep your finger down, because it's going to move anyway. Well, a cat wouldn't really be helpful. To be honest, you wouldn't want any kind of pet, unless it could really help you. To be honest, there may be no friends in the zombie apocalypse. Of course, you'd want like a PDW or something, I don't know. But for me, I'd just be like the quick one. Like, I'm not very quiet, but I'd be very quick. Put the memory. No, probably not. I was referencing to MG3. Will there be enemies left? Yes, but probably very little, and you also have to hunt for specific meat. Of course, it'd be wild animals, and that would probably be your only way of finding meat, unless scavenging, of course. To be honest, I think I'd be okay with that. Oh. Yeah, there probably wouldn't be very many, so they'd only be really wild animals in, like, forests or something. Because then you have that easy accessibleness. But like I said, you just want something that you can, like, flick of the wrist, like, so you're already ready for combat, and then you can just flick it back to normal. It's like from combat to, you know, alright, casual. Like, honestly, I'm quick with this, so I think this would be a good one. Like, I just go. And, you know, I could just go back. Like, I just go. Like, you're also really smart. You can even use this double. Like, you can make it so you can either split it apart like this, and then you can put it back together, and it'd be like dual. So you just go. Do you know the Mayor's Lake? No. I've never even heard of that. So you'd use a plastic gun as a weapon? No. I'm just saying, you could use this. Do you think sex is okay in zombies? No. Dude, do you know what sex could do? If you're not smart, they would hear you. If they hear you, they're gonna eat you both, and you won't have any children. Or anything in general. Yeah, exactly. Sawed-off flash action, you just go. Do you think you'll survive a fist-to-fist fight? Probably. It would depend. No. Dude. Would you really want to do that? Would you really want to put yourself in contact with a zombie that could kill you if they get anywhere near you? Here's the thing. You wouldn't want a zombie anywhere near you. I'd be fine. I'm sexual. Asexual. Yeah, exactly. I probably wouldn't even do that at all. Because you wouldn't want to be in a situation of which you're unexpecting things. Like, you wouldn't want to expect it either. You just want to, you know, I'm cautious. I'm not going to do this. I mean, they can, but their hearts technically wouldn't be pumping. Their hearts technically aren't active, even their head's moving. To be honest, I don't think it's a good idea to even have that. Like, to be honest, there's many reasons why I say that. One of them being, why are people talking about it? I don't know. They're trying to ask me a couple questions of, like, is it a good idea to have that? No, it is not. Anything related to any noise making equals no. You would not want that. I mean, you'd be giving your position easily, even with, like, soundproof rooms. No. The blood isn't flowing, zombies can't function at all. Well, I mean, a zombie can still function, it's just the brain that's alive. Like, the infection basically takes over the brain and some of the spinal cord. Like, it takes over the entire brain and the spinal cord. No. Even a bunker, because a bunker is echoey. So, you'd want to be careful. Like I said, I'm not really doing that. Well, that's true. So maybe there's a slight amount. What about a single shotgun pistol? I guess it would depend. It's still really loud, because the regular shotgun is boom. Underground and concrete. Will it be okay to fly a helicopter? Possibly, but you're also going to be tracking zombies at the same time, so you'll have to be really cautious. Because a helicopter is really loud trying to start it up, and you'd also have to find fuel. And fuel will be rare, of course, because less produce and stuff. Yeah, fuel. You want fuel always, so helicopter wouldn't be really safe, you just want to get out of the city. They would surround the zombies landing zone. Well, they wouldn't really surround it. They would already probably be near it, but starting a helicopter, it has to power up first before you can take off. And that takes a second. It's also really loud. So if you're close to the ground and doing that, it's a bad idea. But if you're on top of, like, a building with less things around it, you may have a chance. It just depends, though. But yeah, I would just, if you have longer hair, just cut it or put it in, like, a braid or something so that way it's out of your way. If you're sniping, you got that visibility. Of course, you wouldn't want to mess up anything. Like, I'm tired to think. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to bed here in just a second. It's really late. Hey, would you be able to survive a nuke? Probably not.
I also have to have a warning ahead of time. What about... No. Metro 23. Can zombies run? No, zombies cannot run. Their body is still, like, limp. Of course, they're dead. So, yeah, they're limp. Good to go. Sleepy. Okay, bye, Sharky. Yeah, I'd say no, zombies cannot run for one reason. They're undead. Like, they're still partially dead, but they're dead. Yeah, dying. There's different opinions. Zombies could run, but they would need an evolution process. To be honest, I would need, like, for my opinion, there may be an evolution a process. Like, there's, like, infection, dying, and stuff. Old Rosie lied. A lot of things could lie, okay? Here's the thing, a zombie is going to be harder to fist fight because if he gets to your arm before you do, and of course, here's one thing that you'd never want to do. In order to try and get a zombie, you want to do this, because easily bitten. If you're smart, you can get around the neck, but of course you want your hand away from this area. But also another thing, go for the forehead, because then you could just go, and once you do that, you could just go straight into the eye, or so the head. Can it be a big zombie, like a tank? It would depend. Evolution, again, you would need evolution. But like I said, you'd either need to get into somewhere. Now, to kill a bigger zombie, they're going to be a lot larger, and you'd have to, it's the same weakness, head. But of course, if someone mutates the infection, maybe there's another weakness. So, if there's an evolution of anything else, it can be harder, because a regular zombie's brain is the target. They are. Considering that they've been dead and they just reanimated themselves. See, the brain and the spinal cord is functioning, and you're still moving and everything. So every time they're moving, they're wasting more of their body strength. And the same thing with, you know, anything else. You get starved or something, you're gonna be weak, and with weakness comes death. Zombies are already dead, so they can't die again if they're already not dead. Unless they're dead, their brain dies. So that's why I'd say, like, a zombie would have to constantly eat. That's why they're usually eating meat. In some opinions, yes, they have a hunger system. Of course, it doesn't usually work like ours. Like, you eat, it comes out in a different form. Whatever. Yeah, so this has been a 62-minute video of, like, a tutorial and stuff of how to, like, survive a zombie apocalypse, I guess. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm freaking tired, okay? I'm not gonna call Alien. I'm sorry, what's... Shane, you failed class. Congratulations, you get an F. Alright, see you, Alien. You get an F, sir. +1 sub. Alright, thank you. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna quickly say something. If you're new to the channel, I'm not gonna force you to do this, but only if you want to, subscribe. Yeah, you kinda passed. Like, you know what you did. You know what to do, but, yeah, there's some things that, you know, you need to study on more. So yeah, if you're new to the channel and you feel like I can really help you, I'm gonna end this stream here, but I'm gonna say really quick, thank you for all the support. I almost have 200 subs. It is incredible. Thank you guys so much. But like I said, if you're new to the channel and you feel like my channel is a great thing, good night. Just let me know in the comment section, and if you want to subscribe, I'm not gonna force you to, but go ahead. Alright, Aaron Dragon Ears, this is the end of my, I guess, like, vlog and stuff. So yeah. Peace. Remember, zombies!